Hello and welcome to Aztec and Sunset Invasion. We'll be trying to pull this off. I'm a little bit unsure if we if we will be able to, but as I said, at the very least we'll try. As you see, the Mayas accepted my offer for military alliance. I will decline that royal marriage though, simply because of the fact that it's not really a interesting offer. There is kind of a trouble here, sir, or the fact that the Zapotecs are allied with the Mayas is definitely troublesome, and apparently my Steam lost connection to the cloud, so I'll try to recover it and I'll get back to you. It actually came back straight away. I was wondering if my internet was down. That wasn't actually the case, and as you see, we also got trading in sugar, cost of reducing war exhaustion minus 10%. What I might actually get here is a war with both the Mayas and also the Zapotec at basically the start of the game. And that'll definitely be troublesome due to the fact that I will then have to hire a lot of mercs, and that definitely seems to be the case right now, because as far as I know, my units aren't really that good, but I do have a good general, so that shouldn't actually be too much of an issue. The Mayas broke their alliance with me too, so yeah, I'll definitely have to go now for a straight up war with both the Zapotecs and the Mayas, and that should be rather interesting, I think. But we'll wait for that claim to be finished, and then we'll declare war. As you can see, we have the Conquest caster spell now on Zapotec, and I basically think it's we are more or less ready here for war. As you can see, none of the nations are actually allied with each other, so that's kind of a interesting twist, or side note, I guess. So for the time being, we'll be trying to fight some war. So I'm a little bit unsure how the military is or how we're standing military. So as you see, we do have about the number of troops that we need. That we have 2,000 more, and sieges are basically what will decide this war, I'm pretty sure of. So hopefully we can win a couple of decisive battles at first, and if we do not, then we'll probably get into a little bit of trouble. But we'll see how it turns out. As I said, we'll declare war, and we'll see how it goes. Wars in itself here isn't really that interesting to watch. I ended up taking 4 loans, and as you can see, the battles have been basically a little bit... You have to get the defending terrain on your side, otherwise you lose. But as you can see, I have eradicated their troops, and all that remains now is basically just get sieges up and going. And once we have sieged these 4 provinces, I'm pretty sure we have won this. So I'll probably be able to get away with just those 4 loans, and hopefully I'll also be able to vassalize them, and then we'll be probably set to go for a war against the Mayas as soon as they have been integrated, and that is basically the goal here. So with that in mind, we'll get this last siege done, and as you can see, I'm basically also saving that last loan, but here by getting these guys vassalized, and there we go. Everything has been more or less sorted out. I'll also go ahead and improve relations just already with both of these, so that they're basically set once the time of integration comes. And I'll probably also still focus on probably trying to kill off this heir here. If possible, I might actually go ahead and give myself up to a pretender, simply get a guy with better admin stats if I am to actually be able to start colonizing early. So we'll see how it all turns out, but at least we have made some progress. These first wars are kind of iffy due to the fact that your troops are basically worthless, and thus it makes it really hard to do really anything here. And here I basically have kind of a hard choice. Spare no expense, gain 0.5 inflation, gain 50 admin points, or simply take those 10. I think I'll take those 50. Money will be important later, but it's not really that important right now. So I can live with those small, or suffer those small losses of cash. So that should be just fine. But for the time being, I'll probably not do much. I'll probably wait this decade here, then I'll integrate Zapotec, and then we'll get ourselves into a war with the Mayas. Of course, we start out pretty great here with a comet sighted. It's an omen. I will live with low stability. It's not really that much of a problem per se. The interest could potentially turn out to be kind of annoying, but once again, it's not something that's really screwing me over. The legitimacy thing, though, is kind of annoying otherwise, but there is actually a positive thing with having low legitimacy when you're playing like I do now, because sooner or later I will be getting revolters in terms of rebels that want to take the throne. I can't actually remember the word right now, but those guys can have pretty decent admin stats, and if you get a 5 or 6, I'll probably allow him to take over the country, honestly, to simply boost my own chances at getting the admin points that I need. I have 600 points now. Since I need 4 levels, I need 6,000. So I have 1/10 after what, 5 years? No, wait, 7 years. That's quite nice. If it works out that way, I will be done after 70 years. But I can't really count on that. So for the time being, we'll just go with that 1 extra point of 1 extra admin point guy. And we'll probably go for level 3 once we get Maya and Zapotec under us. As you can see, Zapotec has been integrated, and we're currently fabricating the claim we need to declare a war on Maya here. We also have gone down to -2 stability, haven't boosted it up. I do have 2,000 administrative power, but there's really no need for me to use that right now. The only thing that I'm kind of worried about is that my king is currently starting to get rather old, and this guy is still heir. So, in a kind of twisted way, I'm currently forcing down my legitimacy and also my stability if I can, rather than taking something else, in the hopes that I'll get, hopefully, not a nationalist revolt, but rather a claimant to the throne or something like that rise up, and hopefully he has good admin stats and diplomacy stats, of course. As you can see, we are running quite far ahead on diplomatic power, because there are some events where I sacrifice diplomatic power rather than admin power. And I'll probably need about 5,400 diplomatic power and around 6,000 admin. So I basically should try and keep these two even, but that does not always work as planned. I think I should boost my stability a point, but hopefully we can solve that through war. And I'll just deal with these rebels, and then we'll be going for war here. But apparently these rebels are rather tough, as you can see, which is kind of ridiculous, because whenever you fight here, you always get the mountain modifier. And thanks to that, I'll have to postpone my war here a little while. Without any further ado though, we'll declare war on the Mayas now, with the goal of vassalizing them. And once they have been vassalized, we'll probably just do the exact same thing that I did with Zapotec, which was slowly allowing them to be integrated. I'll probably not have to take any loans in this war, which is quite good. And unfortunately, I did not want to have to actually attack here. So let's see here, 28th of June, now we can retreat, and we'll do that because, well, as I said, most battles here will end up as battles in the mountains, and you do actually not want to be on the receiving end of those. So I'll march this guy back and help once those guys actually hit, and that should potentially trigger them to run away, as it were. So I guess I'll just try now and whittle them down, and we'll see how that works out. As you can see, we actually managed to catch them basically we forced them on the defensive here. And that is basically all I need now to secure a victory in this war, I think. With this, I'm also pretty sure that they'll actually stop in Honduras. Wait, these guys actually ran to over there, which is quite annoying. It looked like they were running to Honduras, which is quite bad on my part. But as you can see, it's basically a one war, so I'll just go ahead and finish it. As you can see, we did win the war. Maya accepted our generous peace offer. Maya will become a vassal of Aztec. And with that, I don't really need an army anymore. Sure, there will be rebels, but they aren't actually a threat, as you might imagine. So keeping a 9,000 man army is, I think, more than enough. And the reason why I haven't actually taken any admin tech here is because I can save some, well, few points by just waiting it out, and I do have quite a large pool I can choose from, or save from in this case, so that's quite nice. The only thing I kind of have to worry about here, or the thing that will allow me to speed up the process of getting points, is getting this first level of diplomacy tech, due to the fact that then I can send out merchants and start making money from trade. But up until that point, not really that much I can do except continue as I have. I know this is a rather boring start, but there's basically nothing else you can do than just sit back, try and save up as many points as you can, and basically take over your two opponents, Maya and Zapotec. So yeah, really not that much else to do. And once again, I'm really tempted to just go for that extra stability hit. Although, as you can see, it's more likely that the peasant rebels or Aztec peasants will rise up. So I think we'll give them what they want here. And I'm also very tempted to boost stability point up by 1. So we'll see what we'll do. The dark days have come. I've lost another stability point, and of course I have this guy now as king. But there is a rather decent heir here in a 4-4-4, but it's area so I'll get a Regency Council by doing that, more or less. What I can aim for here is lowering my legitimacy. I have no idea if I actually can force that some way or another, but I'm pretty sure rebels will probably rise up sooner or later. Hopefully someone to stand up against, because as you can see, I'm only getting 2 points now a month, and that is ridiculous, really ridiculous, and that'll definitely screw me over if it lives long. And if I know this game right, someone that you do not want on the throne usually doesn't live, usually lives forever, so hopefully he'll die soon. I do not have the, the higher income due to actually making some money from trade, but I can't actually use it due to the fact that, as you can see, I can't actually hire a high enough level guy. So I guess we'll just go for boosting our military stats a little bit, but it's really annoying that this terrible heir actually managed to get on the throne, and I guess I'll simply have to continue trying to sabotage my legitimacy to the point where Pretender will rise, and simply hope that he has better stats, because there's nothing else I can do. I'm trying to, well, send him on missions against the natives here, but so far they've all been, well, they haven't worked out as anticipated, which kind of sucks. So, as you can see, it's still quite a while until I can start the annexation of the Mayas, but after that I should be able to, start, well, using some higher level advices, hopefully. So, we'll see how it goes. Well, I did get a Regency Council, so I guess all those battles with the natives actually worked out kind of to my advantage here. Still, it's 9 years left of until the king is of age, and I could really have liked to switch out the admin and diplomatic skill, but at least it's better. I'm gaining some points now at a faster rate, 4 points a month. Still means that I'm behind schedule, because if things were going as planned, I should have my next point in 6 years. I don't think I'm making enough, or making the points fast enough. About 50. Yeah, I'm behind now thanks to that. But once we get a new king and get some higher admin people, it's possible to see if we might actually be able to catch up. So we'll see how it goes. As you can see, the mines have been integrated, and well, that kind of puts an end to, well, most of the things that I will be doing this episode. We're basically done. We have secured our, well, the lands here. We also do have 1849 admin points in the bag, and with the way that we're gaining, we should actually be done around the 1530, which is kind of late really, because the Spaniards, the Portuguese and everyone will definitely have started colonization by then, and thus we'll probably end up in trouble. But I've been really having kind of bad luck with the air here. Or this guy is good, but this kind of is crappy, because what I'll be needing after the admin point phase is a lot of diplomacy points, so that doesn't really help. I'll need 500 more for level 2, and then I'll be saving all my points basically for the expansion idea here, where we'll hopefully be able to fire off all of these at once, and thus we'll have 2 colonies to colonize with, quest for a new world, colonial range, and all of that, so we can start basically trying to take some of the high tax islands here, along with land. Basically, the islands are top priority due to the simple fact that they're easy to, or they're harder to take, is basically what I'm getting at here, rather than just land, which I can just march straight over and take. But unfortunately, I guess this will be the end of the first. We have basically just unified the Aztec, the Mayans, and Zapotec. We have also put ourselves in a pretty good position. We do have a good ruler now, and we do have a fairly decent heir. And hopefully I'll be able to get colonization before taking too long. Hopefully before 1530, but it'll probably be around that. So once again, I'm still at -3 stability, so it will be interesting to see how this actually actually winds up. Hopefully I can, if I'm lucky, get a 6 admin, 6 diplomacy pretender rising up somewhere, but I kind of doubt it. We'll have to see how it turns out. And for those of you wondering, I'll basically use an hour or so, or probably more, recording this due to the fact that I basically recorded 50 years in one episode. That is how boring this would have been if I would have tried. So to take it all in without the pauses, you could have imagined it would have taken forever. But we'll basically put ourselves in a position now where after the next 30 years there'll be a lot of things going on. We'll probably have to get westernized. We'll probably get a lot of colonization going, and hopefully we can secure North and South America, and then we'll be going after the cities in Europe. So once again, thank you for watching. Please leave a comment, praise, criticism, anything you feel like, and I'll see you around next time. Bye.